So before we actually put the jerky in the dehydrator, I want to give you a brief rundown on our dehydrator. So it's a Cabela's model 85-02-1100 Pro Series digital dehydrator. We got this as a result of a gift certificate to Cabela's a couple of Christmases ago, and it's really brings home the mail. This is what the inside of it looks like with no trays in it. Comes with like 12 or 14 trays. There's your digital display readout, tells you what to do, and some little handy dandy quick reference setup there. And moving down here, you see the trays themselves. So we bought these plastic type material, got little teeny holes in them, online from Amazon, because the original trays look like this. And these trays, you can see if you're doing some big stuff, they do just fine. But if you're doing stuff that like mushrooms or some vegetables that dehydrate down, we use these little inlays there that make it a really easy way to clean after it's all over with. Okay, the jerky's out here, and the you can see it in the pan over there. We're going to take the jerky out. The manual for the dehydrator says, and we've used it several times for vegetables and various things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the jerky out and put it on that tray to the right there and let it drip a little bit so that it's not dripping when we put it into on the trays and put it into the dehydrators. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the ones that have the pickled jalapeno peppers in. And so what Debbie's doing now is just spreading them out, just actually not even really trying to spread them out, just putting them on there on a sheet, with a sheet of paper under that, just to catch all the drippings, so that before we put them in the dehydrator, they're somewhat liquid free, and that they're not actively dripping when we put those. They look really good.
Smell good.
And they smell really good.
Oh yeah, this is gonna fit easily. Fine.
Oh yeah. So we were just wondering a few minutes ago about how easily and how many trays this would take up. We were trying to have no more than use 5 trays each, so we can keep them separated in the dehydrator and know which one is which. But it looks like putting them on the dehydrator, or putting them, they're not going to take 5 trays each. Started out as 3 pounds each, and we're going to, it's interesting because we're going to weigh those to see how much they lost after they're finished dehydrating. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of weight loss you get. I know that jerky itself is ridiculously expensive. It's $25, $30 a pound. Whenever you buy the jerky at the store, you're getting like 1 to 3 ounces, and it might be, $3 to $5 to $6, $7 for a package of store-bought jerky. And it's all good. It's delicious stuff, but it's really super expensive. But it's expensive to make too, by the way they make it. So this is a way we save a lot of money because we like jerky, and it's a way we can be economical. The other thing about this jerky is it's irregular in pieces and cuts, but it's also true with the store-bought jerky. You're going to get irregular pieces. You're not getting all perfectly straight, beautiful, consistent pieces out of there, unless you're buying something that was shot from a jerky gun, which they have. So basically they do some sort of a grind on it, and then when they shoot it through the gun, it comes out something like an inch or so wide and a perfect quarter of an inch deep, and it's very consistent, and all that's good too. I've had some of it, and it's really good. So I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying that when you're doing regular beef jerky or venison jerky, you can do turkey, you can do chicken, you can do fish. When you're doing all of this dehydrating, and you're just using the cuts that you're getting, then it's not going to, unless you grind it, it's not going to come out drop dead, perfect lengths and widths and all that good stuff. But that's okay, so it's not a big deal. And another thing, when you're butchering your animal, whatever it might be, you get all these cuts and pieces, and you don't want to lose it. You don't want to get rid of it. What are you going to do? Well, jerky is an awesome option there. So that's the end. Looks like we got 3 trays of the jerky with the jalapenos in it, and we're gonna load the dehydrator up with that, and then we're gonna do the other stuff. Moving on now to this is the real simple. This recipe marinade is one that it's been our go-to for many years. Like I stated earlier in the video, what it consists of is just a few ingredients, and it makes some absolutely delicious jerky. We just wanted to try something a little more wild and crazy, if you will, on the other batch. So we know how this is going to come out. It's going to be outstanding, and so we're looking forward to that. But this just the plain what was it? Pineapple juice, soy sauce,
brown sugar,
and brown sugar.
garlic,
and garlic. That's all we're dealing with here, and this has been our go-to, and it's good. It's good stuff. Now, when you take this jerky and you're done with it, there's a couple of things you can do. When it's done, what we typically do is we jar it up in mason jars, like quart mason jars, and you can take this and you can actually vacuum seal the lid. You can put desiccant packs in it. We've done that. We haven't vacuum sealed the lid because we eat it fairly fast. Now, if you leave this on your kitchen counter, I'm not going to say that it's going to stay good for any more than a few weeks. If you put it in your refrigerator, it's probably going to stay good a lot longer than that. If you have several jars of it and you seal the lids and you put desiccant packs in there, it might stay even longer. So you might get a month or 2 out of it if you're not, if it's, in a consistent environment. I don't know that because usually ours doesn't last long enough. We've never kept it for a year. But I tell you what else you can do is you can take and freeze it.
vacuum seal it, freeze it.
And vacuum seal it and then freeze it. And then it will stay good for over a year. It's a snack food that we like to enjoy randomly. And when we get it, we eat it, and then we're done with it until we make another batch. And we can absolutely make another batch. We have more venison in the freezer as we speak. So we can, if we want to keep it going for a while, we can just pull some more out. And if it's not already sliced up in the pieces like you see here, this when we butchered the deer, we intended to be jerky cuts because it was offcuts of various things and various pieces, and not wanting to waste anything, we just said, we threw it into a freezer bag and said, okay, this is going to be jerky. We do have some for grind, where we're going to grind that, and then we've got some steaks and roasts that I cut off and made, and we can always thaw those and cut the steaks into strips, cut the roasts into strips if we want to. So we could theoretically make, jerky all year long, but we want to eat the venison in some other applications as well, not only jerky. So looks like she's just about finished up here on this tray. Yeah, you're gonna have plenty of room to do. There's only a couple pieces left. And then we're gonna load the dehydrator with the pickled jalapeno marinated venison on the bottom, and then work our way up. All right, here we are. Here's the grand opening of the dehydrator, and we're going to put these this experimental marinade jerky in here on the bottom and work our way up to the top. So there's 3 trays of that, and then we're going to have a tray or 2 as a separator, so that we know which is which and we don't get confused, because when it comes out, we're not going to be able to tell. Taste is what's going to do it. So we're just loading those bad boys in there, and then we're going to Debbie's going to set the time and the temperature. All right, so we're setting the time and the temperature here.
I'm gonna turn it
so
on.
Turn it on.
Hit the time, and then there's the increase button. So we're gonna go with 6 hours. That's the minimum. And then you hit time again, and then time again, and then you hit temp. We're gonna go with 160, so we're gonna increase it, and then hit temp. You'll hear it kick in.
Don't know if you can hear the fan just turned on, but the unit has turned on. Currently in there, it is 69 degrees Fahrenheit, and you'll see that temperature starting to climb as it goes. Now, I'm not going to video this thing until the entire temperature goes up, but it shows you the time that you got, shows you the temp that you got, and then it'll show the internal temp of the unit, and that internal temp will continue to go up as you dehydrate. Okay, to finish off the jerky recipe, what we forgot to do was film taking it out of the dehydrator. But what we did was we ended up dehydrating it for 8.5 hours in order to get it where we thought it was, it wasn't breaking like crackers, but it wasn't super chewy or super soft. It is a little chewy, but I mean, that's what it happens. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna taste both of these. So the first one, which is the original, is made up of, I don't know if you can see that real well, hopefully you can. In my white shirt you can see it. It is made up of, the first batch was 1 cup of pineapple juice, 1 cup of soy sauce, 2 garlic cloves chopped, and 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. So I'm gonna give this one a try. And it tastes completely as expected. Like I said, this was our go-to original recipe, and it's good. Now for the one that we're calling jalapeno. So here's the ingredients for that one. It's 1/2 cup Worcestershire sauce, 1/2 cup beef broth, 1 cup soy sauce, 2 chopped garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons liquid smoke, 1/2 cup light brown sugar, and 2 pickled jalapenos cut in half. So we'll give that one a shot. It's very good. It's different. obviously, from our original, which just has the pineapple juice, the soy sauce, the brown sugar, and the chopped cloves. But it's very, very good. Would it be my go-to? Yeah. It's not spicy, even though it's got the jalapenos in it. But we removed, like I said, we removed most of the veins in the jalapenos and the seeds. So when we pickled those, they didn't have a lot of that, so they don't have a tremendous amount of heat. But it's really good, really awesome. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting Variety Homestead. And remember that you can do turkey, you can do chicken, you can do beef, or you can do venison like we did. And if you treat it properly, seal it up in some vacuum sealing bags, put it in the freezer. It'll keep well into next year. You'll be ready for next hunting season with some venison jerky, or you can put it in jars, put desiccant in there. If you got a vacuum sealer where you can seal the jars, you can do that. You can put it in jars or packages, put it in the refrigerator, and it should keep for quite a few weeks. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll catch you on the flip side.